Hi all, this video is the continuation of what Byjusa taught in the last lecture video of FEM Gaussian Elimination Technique part 1. So I'm just continuing with it. So we were dealing with the one-dimensional problem in FEM where we apply the Gaussian Elimination Technique. So in the question we were asked to find the displacements at the nodes, and the given structure we were asked to discretize it into 4 elements. So as per the normal way we solve it, we have discretized the structure, then we have formulated the element stiffness matrix. After that we formulated the global stiffness matrix, then we applied the boundary conditions, and finally we are left to solve this question. So for solving the metric system we are using the Gaussian elimination technique. So here we are having the augmented matrix. So as per the Gaussian elimination technique, we have to make all the diagonal elements to be 1 and the elements to the left and bottom of this main diagonal to be 0. This condition of the diagonal elements to be 1 is not a compulsory, but it will be easy if we do it like that. And all the elements, this is our main diagonal, and all the elements to the left and bottom, that is this much elements, we have to make it to 0. In order to do that, we are doing row transformations. So here we are having the first element in the first row to be 2. So we have to make it to be 1. So for that we are dividing the first entire row by 2. That is R1 implies R1 by 2. That is the first row of elements are divided by 2. So we can see that every element of the first row including this part is divided by 2, and we get the resultant matrix to be 1, minus 1 by 2, 0, 0 and 0. So next we have to do, as I said, we have to make the remaining one 0. For that we have to make this minus 1 to be 0. For that we can add a 1 to this. So we can add this part. That is what we do is we will add the first row to the second row. That will be our new second row. That is, we do the modification transformation as R2 implies R2 plus R1. That is, all the elements of the of row 1 are added to corresponding elements in the row 2. We can see it has been added to the row 2, and we'll get the resultant matrix to be 0. The second row of the resultant matrix to be 0, 3 by 2, minus 1 and 0 and 0. Similarly, the third row can be modified as R3 is equal to R3 plus 2 by 3 into R2. That is, we multiply the elements in the second row with 2 by 3 and add it to the elements in the third row. That you can see all the elements in the second row is multiplied by 2 by 3, and we are adding it to the third row, and we will get it as 0, 0, 4 by 3, minus 1 and 0. And similarly, the fourth row we modify it as R4 is equal to R4 plus 3 by 4 times R3. That is, all these elements multiplied by 3 by 4 plus the elements in the fourth row. That will be our new fourth row. So we can see that what we have done here. So we will get it as 0, 0, 0, 1 by 4. And we have to do it here as well. Don't forget that. So far we got all the elements left and lower to the main diagonal to be 0. As I said before, next what we have to do is, it's not compulsory, but still we are making all the diagonal elements to 1 so that it will be easy for us to solve. So first element in the diagonal is already 1. Then we have to make all the remaining elements to be 1. For that it's 3 by 2, so multiplying it with 2 by 3 will make this element to be 1, and here also multiplying it with 3 by 4, and here multiplying with 4. So we have to do it with the entire row. So we are doing R2 is equal to R2 into 2 by 3, R3 equal to R3 into 3 by 4, and R4 is equal to R4 into 4. So doing that, we will get all the diagonal elements to be 1, and apply it for the this side also, don't forget. After getting the diagonal elements to be 1 and those below and left of it to be 0, we'll write it back to its original form like this. And now we'll do the normal matrix multiplication, and we'll get the equations like this. Here we are doing first row into this column gives this, second row into this column gives this, and the last row and this column gives this. So when we do, we'll get these simultaneous equations and we'll have to solve this. Also we have to substitute the AE by L value. It's A is pi by 4 d square. Here we know that the d diameter is 100 millimeter. E is Young's modulus is 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per millimeter square. Length is 300 mm. So substituting this, we'll get it the value of AE by L as 5235987.756 Newton per millimeter square. So now solving the equations 1, 2, 3 and 4, we get the displacements as U1 equal to 0, U2 is equal to 9.55 into 10 raised to minus 4 mm, U3 equal to 19.09 into 10 raised to minus 4 mm, U4 equal to 28.65 into 10 raised to minus 4 mm, and finally U5 equal to 38.19 into 10 raised to minus 4 mm. Actually in this question we were asked to find the displacements at the nodes, so we have got it like this. But if in the question, if it were asked like we have to find the strain in the element, then we can use this formula U2 minus U1 by L1 equal to the strain in the first element. And similarly for the other elements also we can find using U3 minus U2 by L2 will give the strain in the second element. Similarly, also if we have to find the stress, we can use the formula stress is equal to Young's modulus into strain. So with this we can find the stress also in each of the element. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.